Hey everybody, welcome to the C3 Comic Show. I'm here on location in Minot, North Dakota. Went up about 2 hours north, and we are here at Original Comics and Collectibles with Will, the owner of the shop. Will, you want to give us a little rundown of your shop? How long you've been open? What you carry?
Oh, well, I've been open since September 1st. I carry anything from comics to action figures, toys, collectibles, pretty much anything in the sci-fi universe or fantasy.
And he said he wasn't good on camera. Straight up lie. As you can see from Mike's store, you can see he's got tons of Star Wars figures, tons of Star Trek stuff. Anything you can really think of, he's got. So, this is the big one. What did you think of the Star Wars trailer?
It was amazing.
It was amazing, as you can see right here.
Yeah.
What do you think they have in store for us?
Well, hopefully good things. I was really impressed with the Star Trek movies that he put out, and I'm hoping he brings that to the Star Wars universe.
Okay. Anything you hope they don't bring back? Anything from that those 90s movies people don't usually like to talk about? You're afraid it's going to show back up?
Well, I definitely hope Jar Jar Binks isn't going to be in it.
All right, no Jar Jar. Okay, and so I guess how are the people in Minot treating you?
Good. It's actually been a really good turnaround. I expected a lot, but it actually ended up being a lot more than, or I got a bigger turnaround than I initially expected, and which is good.
Excellent. You people in Minot need to treat this man right. All right, Will, you got tons of great stuff in your shop, but let's take a look at some of your favorites.
My first favorite is definitely the Black Series Toys R Us exclusive. Retail is $99.99. You got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 figures and an ATST, which is pretty awesome. It's one of my favorites because it's the first one that I've seen that has like a background and like everything in there, and it doesn't really need to be taken out of the box to be awesome.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion.
Right.
It looks cool even in the box. So.
Yes, it does look awesome.
An Army of Darkness, number 1. This one's supposed to be a pretty good one. Of course, I'm a huge Army of Darkness fan, so I guess I'm a little biased.
I think everyone's a little bit an Army of Darkness fan.
But yeah, hoping this one turns around pretty good. I've sold quite a few copies of it, so hopefully it'll be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Another recommendation that I always have is Swamp Thing. It's one of my favorite, probably one of my favorite books of all time. And that includes novels too. This definitely beats a lot of my favorites. It's just awesome writing. There's so much drama involved in it, and it just like it really like it's hard to describe exactly how his writing is, but it really brings you into it, and it makes it feel really real.
It's crazy what Alan Moore did with what was kind of a sappy character. Nobody really, what he showed up in Tales of Suspense, I think, wasn't that it? Yeah, and I don't think I ever really got into Swamp Thing as much until Alan Moore started doing it. Yeah.
And that's when I really started becoming a huge fan of his. And then I read Watchmen and all that. So.
I recently watched that movie from the 80s. What you think of that?
The Watchmen movie from the 80s?
No, not the Watchmen movie.
The Swamp Thing movie.
Oh,
man, I haven't seen that in so long. I think I've seen it when I was a kid, and I haven't seen it since.
It came out on Blu-ray, and
oh wow,
it's good in a special terrible kind of movie way.
Yeah, I could imagine it's pretty bad. I remember wasn't there a TV show even too?
I remember a TV show, but I don't remember
something.
it.
Yeah, I think there was a TV show, and that was pretty bad too. But I remember watching it though, even though nowadays it's bad.
Yeah.
Back then it was probably the best thing ever.
Well, that's all we had.
And then finally, I don't really get a whole lot of time to read comics, but I have been reading the new Batman series, Endgame Part 1. I didn't actually read a whole lot before Endgame Part 1, But I had a lot of people coming in saying it was a really good comic, and so I decided I need to read it. You know, especially with the return of Joker and everything. Maybe I spoiled it for people, but
if you're not reading, what's your problem? You should have known he's coming back.
Yeah, and then 36, you know, it just ended so abruptly, and it's keeping me on edge, waiting for 37, like, because I'm just like, what is going, you know, like, what happened? You know?
That's how you sell comics.
I don't want to spoil it too much, but yeah, the ending of 36 was amazing.
Yeah.
It actually made me go out and buy Batman Arkham City for the PS3, just so that I could. I don't know. I've just been really getting into Batman lately, and yeah, that game's really awesome too.
Yeah, that's nuts. I literally just popped that thing in this morning.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I started playing it like 2 days ago or whatever, and then, I mean, every day I get home from work, I'm just like, oh, I need to play Batman Arkham City.
Let's get some hot button topics and comics for you to comment on. DC is going to do their Under the Bubble convergence thing, where they are going to go back to the pre-New 52 for a couple months. How do you feel about that?
I'm actually pretty excited for it. I think it's a really good idea since they're moving and everything. They need to put something out, and it's cool that they're doing this. I'm going to be stocking it up like crazy because it's going to be the only thing, you know, to get. So, yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be really good, and I hope they do a good job with it because there's going to be either it's going to be a lot of disappointment or it's going to be really, really awesome.
Are you a fan of the New 52, or do you think they should have gone the Marvel route and stuck out their continuity?
I guess I'm a little biased. I've always been a big Marvel fan, so always been a huge Marvel fan. DC, I just now started getting into it. I'm really impressed with Batman so far, but that's really all I've read. I've heard a lot of good things from Batman Eternal and Future's End. But that's, I guess, you know, if you don't want, you know, you want to start over, you got to start over sometime, I guess.
Yeah. Do you think that Marvel should have done that when they went to their Marvel Now, right? Marvel Now was kind of a reboot, but not really. They just started the numbers over more or less and put new teams on it.
No, I like the way Marvel's doing it. I do think that Marvel's doing too many branch outs with all their different comics and stuff. That's the only thing that's been really disappointing for me. I mean, there's like 4 different issues of X-Men out right now. There's 4 different Avengers. I just think they need to consolidate it a little more and not get too crazy with all the different titles and stuff.
You said that, and I wish I had a choir back here to praise that idea. Because what there's, if you want to read Avengers, there's literally 4 Avenger titles to read.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the X-Men. There's X-Men, all new X-Men,
Uncanny X-Men, and Amazing X-Men.
And Amazing X-Men. Is there still Wolverine in the X-Men, or did they get rid of that?
No, well he died. So.
Well, I know he died, but
I haven't seen.
Damn it! Spoilers.
He's dead. No, he's. I haven't seen him in any of the comics so far. At least on any of the covers or whatever. I haven't been reading any of them, but I've had a couple customers that have been saying that I think it's all new X-Men and regular X-Men is really good. Amazing X-Men and Uncanny, however, I've heard is really not that great at all.
Alrighty. A big thing that Mike had commented on earlier was he thought it was a. I know you're.
Oh, okay.
Mike from this
Okay. I was like, I will.
But Mike was talking about how he thought it was a little bit much how all these studios now are announcing these movies 5 years in advance.
Mm-hmm.
And we've literally got 20 comic book movies. No joke to look forward to. Do you think that is it more the better for you, or are you kind of this is getting to be a little bit much? Do you think they're gonna blow it out?
It is a little much, but at the same time, I'm really impressed that all these movies are coming out. I think the reason that they're announcing them so early is because they want people to buy their comics. They want people to come in and, they want people to be like, oh, I need to read that since the movie's coming out, because 9 times out of 10, someone hasn't read the comic, but they really want to see the movie. Like Inhuman, how many people have read Inhuman and know what it is, but, they're making a movie on it. So there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be picking that up, and that's one of the reasons why I got that comic was because they announced the movie. So I'm like, oh, I might as well get that since people are probably going to start picking that up.
Yeah, I know. What was it when Guardians came out? I know Rocket and Star-Lord shot up pretty high in the sales there, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
For the
yeah,
month of
definitely,
winners.
yeah. And what was funny about that is Guardians of the Galaxy was just a flop. Like the comic itself, like nobody bought it. Not that it was bad or anything. It just people were more interested in Rocket and Star-Lord, and
Yep.
and if they would have made a group comic, I'm sure people would have just bought that one even more so. But
Yeah.
of course, what is that going to be? I'm Groot, I'm Groot, I'm Groot.
Yes, that's the book I want.
The entire comic is just I am Groot over and over again.
You should write that. It's just a script that says I am Groot.
And then he just annihilating everyone.
Yeah. Excellent idea.
Girls would pick that up like crazy.
Yes. That's one for the ladies.
Yeah.
What of those movies coming out are you most looking forward to? I personally like the fact that there's going to be a Black Panther movie.
Oh yeah.
I think he's just an excellent character that, once again, not a lot of people know who he is, but he definitely deserves his own 2 hours at least in the cinema.
I'm definitely excited for Infinity War.
Yes.
If there's anything that I'm more excited for, it's definitely Infinity War. I think that's gonna be just. I just can't even. Thanos. Yeah, it's like nerd rage.
When he showed up with that gauntlet.
Yes, that was pretty epic.
You're like, it's a glove. Like, shut up! You don't get it!
You don't get it.
He can do anything with that glove.
Pretty much.
You think that's why Michael only had one glove?
Except his had thousands of jewels on it. Sometimes.
Yes. Yeah. You got a club, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We have the Minot Comic Club. It's actually been pretty good so far. It's $10 a month. That covers your previous catalog every month. And then on top of that, it includes all your free bags and boards for any comics you purchase during the month. Also, I just now rolled out a new rewards program. So if they're in the program for so long, like after 3 months, they would get a free comic and a 25% off coupon. After 6 months, they get a T-shirt and a 25% off coupon. After a year, they would just indefinitely they would get I think it's a trade paperback. And they would indefinitely have 10% off all merchandise, as long as they're a member of the club or whatever. And then after 2 years, they get 20% off for life. So it stops at 20% though.
So if you got your budget right, giving 10% to your church and then 10% to your local comic shop, you need to join the Minot Comic Club.
Definitely.
All right. Well, I want to thank Will for showing us his amazingly beautiful shop. You need to come on down and you need to check it out. It's the second best shop in North Dakota. I think it's the first, but Mike won't let me back into his shop if I say that. So thanks, Will.
All right, thanks.
All right, now, Will. Now, I have just purchased a bunch of comics from about 1995 or so, and I'm a real big Ace of Base fan. Is there something you have in this store that could enhance my experience of Ace of Base and 95 comics, along as well quench my thirst?
Yeah, definitely. I've got Surge. That was super cheesy.
What?
I have Surge, and I'm selling it the 16-ounce cans. It's the Amazon exclusive. I'm going to be getting it, and I'll be selling it down in my store for $2.99 a can, cold. I'm hoping to get a cooler in down here pretty soon or whatever, so that I can actually stock large quantities of it or whatever. But right now I have it by the can for $2.99 a piece. So if you want to get your nostalgia on, definitely would recommend it. It still completely dissolves your stomach once drinking, but
Makes it better at
if
Mario
you're into
Kart too.
dissolved stomachs, come on down and get some.
Excellent.